Welcome to my channel, Staying Woke. As you know, if you've been watching or keeping up with my video content, I have been going through different levels of success from the success puzzle, Bob Proctor's success puzzle. And, now that I'm done with that, I've been going over that with my buddy, Jason Chaney. And now that I am, pretty much done with that process, it's never really done. So the key and the goal is to continuously, repetitiously implement those, the principles, throughout areas of your life. And so speaking of that, the question always arises, will this decision help me, whatever the decision it is or the choice? Will this choice or decision help improve my life now and in the future? And speaking of which, microdosing. Microdosing, you asked, what is a microdose? Microdose is a small amount of a substance to gain a sense of wholeness or to gain a sense of holistic improvement on oneself. And so, or to better oneself in some type of way. And microdosing, you don't really feel any physical aspects of it. For example, people microdose psilocybin, for example. And we're gonna go through the next series of videos, the importance and the benefits and the stigmas of dosing magic mushrooms, or we call psilocybin. Okay, we're gonna start out with 4 smaller stigmas that lead up to one large stigma, or the biggest stigma you could say, of microdosing, or dosing magic mushrooms, I should say. So the biggest stigma, actually, we'll start with the 4 smaller stigmas first. So first one that I have on the list is one stigma that one might attach to microdosing that doesn't really know about microdosing is seeing colors. No, that's a myth. You don't really see any colors at all when you microdose. The second stigma is, astral projecting, which is being shot out of your body and looking down at yourself in whatever situation that you're in. No, that stigma is not real. And it's not a truth, actually. And the third one I have is lack of control. A lot of people think that, when you microdose, you really don't have any control, and they associate it with, taking large amounts of mushrooms or any substance, but mushrooms is what I'm talking about. So you don't astral project when you microdose. Fourth thing that I have is stomach ache. We all know that, those of us who have done mushrooms or know someone that's done large amounts of mushrooms, you get that stomach ache. It's just one of the stages. No, you're not going to get a stomach ache taking microdoses because it's a microdose. It's a tiny amount, a fraction of an amount of a gram that you would take in order for wellness purposes. So now you ask yourself, what is the 5th and the most biggest stigma in dosing magic mushrooms, microdosing? The biggest stigma that I run into with people when I'm having conversations with them and talking to is that if you microdose, you're gonna have a bad trip. You might have a bad trip. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't have control. It leads back to all 4 of the smaller stigmas that I have. And it's like step stools stepping up to, the one major stigma, which is having a bad trip. No one will ever have a bad trip microdosing psilocybin. I'm not a doctor. I am a experienced citizen scientist, and I know from my personal experience, I've never felt any effects on microdosing. So there you have it. Those are the 5 stigmas, 4 smaller ones leading up to the one big stigma of dosing mushrooms. Am I going to have a bad trip? No, you're not going to have a trip at all because it's microdosing. That's the beauty of microdosing. These are the 5 stigmas of microdosing. Thank you for joining. If you love this content, please feel free to join my content, hit the like button. Also, if you like this content, feel free to check out my buddy, Jason Chaney. Man, that's my brother, plant-based philosopher, I like to call him. Hit him up. Go check out his content. It's great. Also, if you like great music, hit up my buddy Polly K. He's on YouTube. He's on Spotify. And so am I. Go check us out. Thank you for joining us. Hey, stay tuned for those videos, the benefits of microdosing and embracing microdosing. Thanks for watching.
frowning on my face like a racist. Haters so bitter they want me vanished. My image so big they want it tarnished. I cooked up fish in the relish. I killed them style, I'm a menace. Bringing the hit like a fairness. Fully involved, there's no fairness. I here to teach them some manners. I make the dance floor bananas. Making the songs and the bangers. They even causing some tremors. They even causing bananas. I got bangers. I got bangers. I got hitters. I flip on the switch quick, niggas getting rich quick. I just wanna slip lit, catch me in the burbs, maybe in the ghetto, Soweto, rolling in an Uno, no auto, never in a two-door. You ain't got no clue though, baby, it's like you know. I could bring a Mars to a Pluto, I could bring a Mars to a Pluto. Everywhere I go, they be handing me my kudos. Playing on my songs, they be yelling out Pulo. I'll be flying high everywhere like Apollo, screaming out yellow, she shaking that jello. Like jello, we sipping on the mellow. I'm rocking my tuxedo, say hi to the fellow. I'm banging on the milli, it's coming so lightly. And lately I'm rhyming so tightly, I'm shining so brightly. I say it politely, you know that I'm godly. I got bangers, I got bangers, I got hitters. I'm shaking off my dreadlocks, rocking on my flip-flops. I come from the hotness and know what's we famous. Ripping in the benders, we can bangers. Collecting like raiders, we staking the paper, throwing some acres. Homie got flavors, smoking the vapor. We smoking the dope, right on the dope. I'm about to kick it some more. I'm hoping that you can cope. Throwing some acres, what are we doing this for? Say, daddy, are you even home? Answer your phone. It's getting cold, I'm all alone. When I leave you, please don't moan. When I leave you, please don't moan. I got bangers, I got bangers, I got hitters. Yeah.